Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, vacuum metallization is one of the metallic coating which is applied to plastic parts for decoration or for a variety of functional reason. Okay, biasanya metallic coating dia buat untuk tujuan application such as automotive grills and trim hardware. So vacuum metallizing process deposits an extremely thin metallic film, which is 1.5 micron, onto plastic parts in a vacuum chamber. Biasanya dia akan deposition dengan aluminium. And the process usually begin with the application of a specially formulated base coat to smooth out surface irregularities and improve metal adhesion. Okay, after the curing process, the coated parts move to a special rack that rotate within the vacuum chamber to provide the uniform coverage during the line of sight deposition process. And this is the chamber, which is have a vacuum. And after metallization, decorative part usually receive a clear top coat to protect the thin metal film from abrasion. This is the example of vacuum metallizing. Okay, this is the chamber, vacuum chamber. This is the part finish after being vacuum in the chamber. Yang ni yang belum vacuum lagi, yang dah coat. Yang color hijau ni kita panggil base coat. And then this part will be put into the vacuum chamber to provide the uniform coverage during the line of sight deposition process. Okay, so kita tengok dia akan produce some metallic effect. Beza dia dengan metal adalah dia lagi ringan daripada metal. So okay, vacuum metallizing dia lagi sensitif. Okay, is much less kurang sensitif, much less sensitive to processing and part design than electroplating. Some consideration using vacuum metallization. First, avoid deposit metal film in a line of sight patterns, deep recesses and undercut. Secondly, complete front and back coverage may require a second raking step to reorient the parts. Work best on parts with relatively simple shapes that require coating on just one side. The process is often limited to size that will fit in standard vacuum chambers. Vacuum metallizing is much less sensitive to processing and part design than electroplating, and adherent to standard plastic part design guideline and good molding practices. Okay, printing. Proceed dengan printing. Printing is often used to apply design, characters, and marking to parts. So, the most common printing process used on plastic parts are we will discuss in this session, which is consists of pad printing, screening, sublimation ink transfer, laser printing, and hot stamping. So we will look at the pad printing first. Okay, pad printing involves pressing ink onto the part from a custom designed soft ink pad. In one process, the pattern ink pad picks up a film layer deposited onto a transfer plate by a roller. So in another process, a smooth pad picks up a pattern of ink from an etched plate, then was flooded with ink, and then wiped the blade, leaving ink in the edge recesses of the pattern. So in both processes, the loaded ink pad then stamps the pattern onto the plastic parts, and the soft pad can accommodate textures and many irregular shapes. And the irregular shapes cause distortion in the printed pattern that must be compensated by adjustment in the ink pad pattern. We will look at the pad printing process. Okay, untuk screening in printing is an inexpensive technique used for decorative flat or cylindrical plastic part. So it begins with an open weave fabric or screen, commonly made of silk, polyester, or stainless steel, which has been stretched in a frame. A stencil method of printmaking in which a design is imposed on a screen of polyester or other fine mesh with a blank areas coated with an impermeable substance. And in expensive technique used to decorate flat or cylindrical plastic part and requires careful control of the ink viscosity and ambient condition to avoid fluctuation in temperature and humidity. So we look at a video. This is some example image of the bed printing and screening. Okay, proceed with sublimation in ink transfer, which is commonly used on computer and calculator keys, relies on deep ink penetration to produce abrasion-resistant printed symbols. So in this process, heat and pressure vaporize ink printed on special transfer paper that rests against the part surface. Okay, for laser printing, produces designs and symbols in plastics parts either by direct marking of the plastics or by selective evaporation of a coating applied to the plastic. So in direct laser printing, the laser usually burns dark symbol into light colored parts. So some dark color plastic have been developed that produce light colored symbol during laser printing, and this process usually does not produce suitable result for backlighting. Um, White backlight symbol can be produced on a dark background by first coating correct. White backlit symbol can be produced on a dark background by first coating white plastic with an opaque dark paint, and the laser then vaporizes the paint in the shape of the symbol and exposes the white plastic substrate, and the pigmented white plastic reflects the laser beam without marking. Okay, we will look at the hot stamping. Hot stamping provide a quick and easy method for creating colored indentation for numbers, letters, and demarcation. So in this process, a heated stamp pressed against a color foil positioned on the part surfaces, and the force and heat simultaneously melt and recess and transfer ink from the foil. Dumb printing, a version of the hot stamping process, prints on top of raised features or pattern in the molded part, and the reinforced silicone rubber pad used in this process compensate for minor deviation in the part surfaces. Okay, in standard hot stamping, a pattern on the heated die transfer color from the foil to the plastic part. And in down printing, a heated silicone rubber pad transfer color to the raised features on the molded part. Okay, nak tengok video dia. Okay, ini contoh untuk hot stamping plastic cylindrical bottle.